Hello, guys, and welcome to the third part of our Source Gaming Switch Super discussion. In this part, we're going to be going over all of the other first-party titles from Nintendo we might see, not the launch, but everything beyond that date. So I'm your host Nantenjex, and joining me today is Spazzy D, Connor Eats Pants, and Epic Martin. So let's not waste any time and jump right in. Alright, so if we're done with launch stuff, then I think we should move on to later on down the line. So, like I said before, I think that Nintendo are going to have stuff at launch, or Nintendo, and then they're going to show off stuff up to about September-ish. And just to get the idea that they've got stuff to actually show, basically. It's not just going to be a launch and then a big drought. They're going to show stuff off. And I think this is where they're going to show off the other ports like Xenoblade Chronicles X, Pokken, if that is going to get a port, Smash Brothers 1, like that, as along with many of the other rumoured games. So let's start with the ports then. There's rumoured Smash Brothers, Xenoblade, Super Mario Maker. Those are the three rumoured ones. I'm going to throw Pokken in there because I think it's probably very likely to get a port. What do you guys think about that?
I think with Pokken, I agree with you. I think it's a lock, mainly because we haven't even seen the DLC that was released in the arcades on Wii U, even though the data was in the patch, which is eerie to me. So I think that they'll probably just bundle the DLC characters into the main game, put the assets over, and just call it a day. So Pokken, I think, is a sure lock.
I won't be surprised to see some of these Wii U ports, like maybe even Pokken as an example, like just be downloadable titles. Not even want to release a physical edition of it. Just be like, here you go, download it. For just for Pokken, maybe other smaller ones that maybe won't get as many sales off shelves.
Well, Pokken did really well. I mean, it beat out Street Fighter V in terms of sales.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
And this is on the Wii U. So
poor Street Fighter V.
Pokken was a surprise hit for the Wii U, which is why I think they want to redouble their focuses on the Switch, where the install base is going to be a lot higher. Also, get a Pokemon game out for relatively quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense.
Which is a surprise that we haven't heard it be rumored at all.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like that's the odd thing about it. But no, I think we'll get for these sort of games, these ports, we'll just get a trailer and nothing else. Like Smash Brothers, they'll do the trailer where they reveal a character, show off some 3DS stages running on the Switch version, and then that's all we'll get. They won't show off any gameplay stuff. They won't give a solid release date, maybe a Q2 or something. And it's going to be the same for Xenoblade and Pokken and Mario Maker. We'll all get that similar treatment.
I can totally see Smash just being like in the middle of the presentation. You see the Smash cross, and then you see a new character trailer, and then something Smash for Switch coming, whatever, and it also shows off, through the trailer, other stages and stuff, and then not giving us any real information.
Yeah, I think what
I can almost see it not even being that. I could see it being like they're like, and here are all these other ports that are coming out, and you just see the box arts flash up, and then you just see the
or like a
Smash
minute
Brothers
of
flash up.
gameplay.
Well, here's the thing I kind of want to point out. With Smash, I'm not going to go too in depth on the discussion because that could be something for a totally different discussion. But with Smash, the rumor, like part of the rumor, some rumors are saying that's going to be 6 months out of the Switch's launch, so it'll be a launch window game. And to me, that kind of seems like they're deliberately doing that, if that is true, to have room to kind of reveal new content for the game, like kind of just spread it out and generate hype for that port. Yeah. I think if that does happen, like I think as a Sherlock, we'll get more characters, and we might see like a Smash for Switch focused direct, maybe. But if it is at launch, then we'll see minimal content for that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it'll be at launch. I think it'll be later on. I think that the big thing is about these ports is that if they show any sort of gameplay of these ports off, they're going to show off what's new about it. So if we don't see anything new, so if they show off Xenoblade X and it's nothing new, there's no new missions, there's not a new party member or anything like that, then I think it'd be safe to assume that game won't get new content. If they show Pokken off and they don't show the DLC fighters fighting alongside it, then I'd be a bit more confused about that game in general. But if they showed off Smash, for example, and they didn't show off any new characters and stuff,
or stages
then,
at least,
or stages or at least, then I would be really concerned about how much content that game is going to get.
What I think for Smash,
And the same for Mario Maker. If they show off Mario Maker and there's nothing new about it, then I would think that it might be more a straight up port than any sort of special remaster.
yeah, for Smash, for me, I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna show the Smash trailer, maybe show like Ice Climbers and Inkling or something, and be like June 2017, and maybe not even give an exact date, and then like say more at E3. Not even if they have more content or characters or anything, just to try to drum up hype, because that creates so much buzz for them as Smash. Like whether they have more or not, like just doing that.
I can almost guarantee what's going to happen now that I'm thinking about it. Is they're going to show something and it's going to get people hyped, and people are going to be like, "Well, how much is it? What's going on?"
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying they know that.
But then a week later, we're going to have an interview with Sakurai where he explains things. He's like, "No, it's just exactly what you saw. There's nothing else. Bye."
But then there will be something else, and then we're gonna be, oh man.
Or he'll say there will be something else. But literally, that's what's going to happen. Is they're not going to say much, but then there's going to be a sit down with Sakurai or maybe one of his columns, which we're going to have to translate.
And someone will take it and not sources.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking of, in regards to Mario and Zelda and why it's also not that big of a deal. Nintendo titles are kind of evergreen properties, and it's not like if Mario and Zelda come out at launch that people will stop buying them later on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo's consoles are almost about having a complete library, and not about having because people buy Nintendo consoles for the first party games, and it's the more you have, people are like, oh, I'm going to go back and buy all of the old Nintendo games. It's not like, oh, I'm buying this to buy exactly what comes out now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like people just kind of wait for this, with Nintendo in particular, more than any other console. They wait for kind of this critical mass for enough of these first party games to be out. Be like, now I'll go buy a Nintendo Wii U, and when I do that, I'll buy the Mario game and Zelda.
Yeah, no, I think with the Wii, isn't that what happened with Mario Kart? Is even 3 years down the line, it was one of the best selling games that year. It was like,
same with New Super Mario Brothers, with Smash Brothers. Yeah, they just keep selling. So I think it's another reason why it's not that big of a deal.
For sure.
I also think when it comes to holding out games like Mario Kart or Smash Brothers, it might not just be because of the time. It might just be because they don't want to just inundate the market with just too many games at once. You need to spread it out and have more games.
Totally. Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to get ports of kind of smaller games, like Wonderful 101 size games. Bayonetta 2, maybe?
Maybe. It depends how much. It depends whether or not they feel like it's worth making their money back or how new it is. I could see Tokyo Mirage Sessions getting a port simply because that game only came out a year ago.
Yeah.
They could have instantly finished development on the Wii U version and instantly jumped into the Switch.
And that's the sort of game where they don't really
finished 3 years ago. They might not be bothered to pick it back up again.
That's what I was saying, downloadable for games like that. Maybe not Pokken, but maybe stuff like that.
So the last thing about the ports is that there was rumors, I don't know who said them, so I don't know how reliable they are, that Nintendo would try and do a sort of upgrade service for people who had games on the Wii U, these ports already, could upgrade to the newer ones. So this was specifically for people who had it as downloads, but they were trying to think of a way to do it for people who had physical copies as well. And so, is that something you'd expect them to see show off now, or do you think that's something that they would be more likely to talk about later on?
I mean, if they have it, they're going to show it now.
Yeah. It might just come in a press release 2 weeks later when people are concerned about it and complaining.
Yeah. Is it a big enough thing for this presentation, or after they've shown off these ports, they're just going to be like, for those who have for those who have already bought it on the Wii U, when you connect your My Nintendo account, it will you'll be able to get these for $5.
I don't think they'll do that because that's kind of
they're not
a
going to give
negative
details
spin in the way. It's almost negative. Oh, I know we're releasing them again. You don't want to be even a little bit negative. So I feel like they'll wait on that.
Yeah, how much can you picture Reggie coming out and saying, and for those of you that have already bought these games, we'll have a special system set up that we'll talk about at a later
For
time.
all you suckers who bought into the Wii U.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, we have something special for you. Yeah, we get more My Nintendo coins. Yes, 4 of them.
I think I'm kind of back on the whole upgrade fee thing. I think it has to do with the mentality Nintendo has when porting Wii U titles to the Nintendo Switch. I think if they're going to position them as brand new games, then I don't really see the upgrade program coming into effect because, they're trying to market them as if they were, evergreen new titles, but just running on the same engine. But if they position them similar enough to like maybe the Virtual Console or like a Nintendo eShop title where they're just gonna port the Wii U catalog over and have it readily available, then I could see maybe an upgrade program similar to what Nintendo did with the Virtual Console service, possibly.
So what? Moving away from the ports, what about brand new games? So we already talked about the launch ones with the 3D Mario and Zelda and stuff like that. But there's also the Pikmin game, which has been talked about. There's another IP. They didn't say it was a new, but the rumor says it's an existing IP that's being brought back. How old that is, whether or not that counts as Metroid, or whether they really mean far back.
Dude, it has to be at least F-Zero, because Metroid was a separate rumor. And also, Metroid, just Federation Force just released. I'm sorry, guys. It was a Metroid game. It was in the Metroid universe. It counts.
That's true. Yeah. So, how many of these do you think do you think Nintendo just want to focus on the launch titles and then show off ports and then maybe one other, or do you think they're going to go out? There's one that people haven't been talking about, and that's Next Level Games, who are working on a Switch title because they were working on a Wii U one 2 years ago that never got shown off. So I'm assuming that's been ported over to the Switch. There was a rumor ages ago that it was Luigi's Mansion 3. Could that potentially be Could they potentially be showing that off, or do you think that's too much Mario? Connor, why don't you start? What are your thoughts on the other Nintendo titles?
For other stuff, it depends. Luigi's Mansion 3 from Next Level Games, I think that's possible. I feel like we've heard two different people say that. I'm not sure if the second person was just trying to copy that though, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 possible. That's probably what Next Level Games is working on, if anything. I wish they were doing another Mario Strikers. That'd be exciting. But other Nintendo stuff, yeah, Pikmin later this year. That's what I think. Laura said that, which I kind of believe that if Laura says it. And yeah, Metroid. I think we all kind of expected Metroid at this point. It's just been too long. There's so many murmurings yeah, we're doing Metroid. It'll happen maybe at some point. Yeah.
I think the question is, do you think we'll see it now, or do you think they'll save these for E3? I remember someone saying that I think Liam Roberts said that Pikmin would come out more towards the end of the year rather than it being a summer title. And if that's the case, do you think they're going to bother talking about it now, or do you think they'll just hold off on it?
Yeah, I think...
And that's Metroid we know literally nothing about, whether that's going to be a summer title or whether that's going to be later on.
I think Metroid's probably going to be next year, if anything. Now. Maybe next spring, and maybe they'll show it off at E3. I don't think they'll show it off here at all. I don't think that's a thing. Maybe too early, or just they're trying to space that out. I don't think we'll see Metroid yet, but I definitely think it's happening. I think it's got to happen at this point. They've been, especially the way Federation Force ended, they're kind of trying to tease that a bit.
Well, I think that's I think that if we do get a new Metroid game, it's not going to be like Prime 4. It's going to be one by Sakamoto, which means that Federation Force won't have any connection to it. It'll have been another sort of Metroid game, more in the style of Fusion or Other M in terms of gameplay-ish style.
Yeah. And then for IP brought back, I'm not sure about that rumor, but since we're talking about it, there's tons of different things you could do. Like Spazzy said, F-Zero, that'd be cool. Thing is, we already got pretty much sure we already have a kart racer coming out this year. And it's not kart racer, but it's a racing game, which kind of fills that niche potentially.
Right.
If you want to see F-Zero, man, I always thought it cool. I'm coming with crazy Nintendo bring back ideas all over. But you bring back Captain Falcon as a GTA kind of clone, but kid friendly, and he's fighting crime as his Smash personality in Mute City. So he Falcon punches robbers, and it brings in old F-Zero elements for the car.
So you do LA Noir, but Blade Runner style.
Yes,
Captain Falcon,
and he hops in a car, but the car racing is F-Zero-esque kind of gameplay. You go super fast to the city. They need to hire me, dude. Ice Climbers Uncharted. You got all this stuff. It's so good. Yeah,
I think Ice Climbers would be more of a collectathon type of platformer,
maybe.
Or maybe you could just straight up turn Duck Hunt into Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, my thought on Ice Climbers Uncharted though was you could really bring in the element of two players into that kind of genre. of like switching between.
Yeah, no, a co-op based. If any Ice Climber stuff will have to have simultaneous multiplayer. I feel like. I think a collectible co-op game could work, but I think that's for an entirely different discussion. So, Martin, what about you for other Nintendo titles? Is there anything else? There's one I didn't mention quickly, and there was a rumor that Mario Superstar Sports game for 3DS would also be getting a Switch port. So take that into consideration as well.
Yeah, I think this year, since it's Kirby's 25th anniversary, I think we might be seeing something for that. At least maybe a compilation or maybe a new game. I mean, they just released Planet Robobot, so I don't know if, they developed a Kirby game alongside Planet Robobot, or if they're just... I think the likeliest bet is that they're going to release another compilation in vein of Dream Collection on the Wii.
Kirby's Superstar.
What about
Ultra,
a Donkey Kong
Ultra.
Country Returns collection?
Yep.
I mean, I can see it. You know what's sad? You know what one franchise we're not talking about? This includes a port because of the nature of the game is Star Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like there's not even like 'cause you can't really do Star Fox as it was without the second gamepad. Yeah, it's sad. I don't know what's gonna go on with that franchise.
I have a bad feeling we've seen the last of Star Fox for a good bit.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Unless they come out with like an animated series or something about Star Fox which rejuvenates it, I think that's probably
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for my Platinum Games Takamaru game, so we'll see where that. Nintendo doesn't have a proper hack and slash protagonist. You know, they've kind of
That's
adopted Bayonetta a little bit, but
Okay, Martin. Anyway, continue your train of thought.
That was pretty much it. I was just saying there's gotta be something for Kirby's 25th anniversary.
Okay, well, Spazzy.
I mean, there's so many things like, you know, this is the same thing people say before E3 every year. They're like, oh, I'd love like another Kirby's Air Ride. Where's my new F-Zero? Where's, you know, now I'm just doing racing games. Where's Wave Race? But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see too much as far as future titles. I think there's gonna be some surprises. I'm kind of almost wondering if a lot of the sources that people are seeing in regards to leaks, possible leaks, I should say rather, might have to do more with launch titles, and that if we see some things being shown in this Nintendo presentation, we might actually have some legitimate surprises. We kind of have to for third parties. For first party, I don't know. There's plenty Nintendo can pull from. Like I said, from Donkey Kong to Kirby, Pikmin. I don't think we're going to see Star Fox, unfortunately, but there's plenty they can do.
So with that, I think we're going to end part 3's discussion. We still had a bit more to go. Next time we're going to be tackling all the third-party titles that won't make the launch. So make sure you stay tuned for that one out tomorrow. Alright guys, let us know in the comments below what you think, and have a nice day.